Perfect. Okay, Anna, for your information, you can get started slowly. Salome is here. Perfect. Yeah, there's bit by bit, the remaining are joining, so we should be good to go. I see everybody's ready with the homework, or are we still doing it? As we were saying just at the beginning, taking it super seriously, like a school, like school kids at the school, coming super prepared to the classroom. Where's Anna? I'm not seeing her actually. Yep, no, I don't see her. So okay, we can have our conversation until she joins back. So what's up, everybody? How is it going on your end? I see people drinking coffee. Svetlana, hot water, I see. Healthier, I guess. I haven't gotten my coffee yet, so I'll do it probably when we have the break. Marta, what are you drinking? Coffee.
Yeah, definitely coffee.
Very nice. Very nice. Anna is joining. Yeah, I think she's having a technical glitches here and there. Lucy, what you drinking? Mountain tea?
Ginger tea.
Nice. Very nice. That's good. That's my favorite. Here, like I remember in the Netherlands, it's so common. And I went to вот это лучше. Я же говорю, это полезно, еще полезнее, чем кофе или вот ginger тоже хороший, по-моему. Okay, Anna, can we start?
Yes, let's start. Let's
Perfect.
start. Good morning. Let's start. And I think everybody is here, and we are going to start with a smaller energizer, and also it will give us a chance to remember what we learned yesterday. So exercise, which will be an energizer and will help us to remember what we learned yesterday. Would you like to keep, what would you like to keep as a track of anything from yesterday, which can be some keywords, some memory, something from yesterday, what was more interesting for you, and do you think it will help you in the going forward for the future as a memory, as a progress, as a goal?
One thing,
please,
everybody hear her? Because you're breaking up here and there, Anna. Give me a second. I need you also saying something.
Yeah.
Poor quality.
Right, she's breaking up here and there. Could everybody hear her, or is it just from my side?
No, the voice is breaking. Yeah.
Exactly. Anna, so internet, I think from your end, it might be a bit glitching or it might be slow. You were breaking up here and there when you were talking.
Okay, so slowly, talk slowly. Okay, try. Let's try again. I'll try to be slow. So what would you like to keep with you as a memory, as a progress, as a keyword from yesterday in order to go forward? It will be as an energizer. And so let's tell your name, one thing about you, and one thing from yesterday. Now it's okay, my voice? Okay. So who is the first? Who is the pioneer? Arcadius, let's start with you.
I knew it. Because I'm A, so I was the first. Okay, what my memories from yesterday. Arek, Aflatot, old but new Aflatot module. A new way of thinking about workshop for children 3 to 6. New material which I read. Quite interesting keywords. It's a tip for educators. Tips are very good idea for people who work with children, and mm, uh,
And
easy
one
and
interesting thing about you.
uh,
Yeah.
I work with Marta.
Oh, great. Yes, I know Marta from my experience when we learn Aflatun in international school. Yes, Marta, hello. Good. So let's forward and go to Marta. Marta, are you fine to say something?
Yes.
And try to be very short, because after this we are going to start with our homework, and the same, I will give you 2, maximum 3 minutes to each. So because we have a lot of things to do today, so but this is also very important. In Aflatun, you know every single tool. It's every single day, starting with remembering what we learned, what we are going to keep in our memories. Okay, Marta.
Okay, hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Marta, and what's quite interesting was about yesterday. That we need to let children play during our workshop, Afla taught program, and something new. I would take with me Kugle, the tool that we had to work. Something interesting about me. I like to ski, going on the mountains, maybe. So because of the mountains, I would like to give my voice to Lucy.
Oh, great. Thank you, Marta. Lucy?
Lucy, the things from yesterday. Well, I'm new here, so
Yeah.
the new and the interesting was meeting you guys, and I really liked the exercise when we were in the groups and we were talking about the scenarios. That was really nice. And something interesting about me is that I live in Spain, but I live probably the furthest away from the beach that you can be in Spain, right in the middle of the peninsula. So north, south, east, and west, we have beaches, but I live just in the middle.
Oh, so for sea lovers, it's not so good, but anyway, Spain is always good with the very nice food, wine, and of course the nature and country. Thank you, Lucy. Who is the next?
I will pass
Natalia, Leila. Oh, okay, let's pass.
Romualda, maybe.
Okay.
So from yesterday, I would like to take Google, this new method.
Good.
And what about me? It's good to live.
Great. And whom would you like to pass the space?
The space I will pass to Svetlana.
Okay.
Благодарю. Я очень рада видеть знакомые лица. Хочу сказать, что все помолодели, потому что Афлатон, он омолаживает. Это программа, которая дает изобилие и стирание возраста. Я этому очень рада. И также рада новому учебнику, который великолепен. Мне нравится, что все очень структурировано на первый взгляд, когда я его просмотрела, что письма для родителей включены уже в учебник, и не нужно пользоваться отдельным документом, который был раньше. С вчерашнего дня мне понравилось, что мы внимание уделили, что эмоции, эмпатию можно регулировать в любом возрасте. И также, когда ребенок агрессивен, можно пользоваться словом «стоп». Это очень интересное такое явление. Вот. И что обязательно нужно как бы говорить о моменте накопления и как можно с этим работать. Ну, в общем, очень много всего интересного, но очень мало времени. И для того, чтобы даже выполнить то задание, которое дано, это надо много времени для аналитику и системную обработку. Так что я очень рада, что мы это делаем, потому что это для будущих поколений. Спасибо.
Спасибо большое, Светлана. Да, очень приятно. Да, и вы правильно сказали, что Афлатон омолаживает, особенно Афлатот, я бы сказала, потому что, да, мы имеем дело с детьми, и мы учимся от них тоже, да, распознавать мир глазами детей с помощью Афлатот. Thank you. Who is the next? Сергей, Жанна, Татьяна, Лейла.
Добрий день
Окей.
ще раз. Я з України, з міста Вінниця. На такому зібранні я уперше. Дуже було приємно познайомитись з усіма вами. Трохи розуміла, трохи не розуміла, але в домашньому завданні перечитала підручник. Ой, перепрошую. Зараз. Перечитавши підручник, ну, повністю я в ньому скажу так, я ще не розібралася, але та частинка, той модуль, який був мені як домашнє завдання, я передивилась, перечитала, може, десь щось і пропустила, не буду казати, але я думаю, що я надолужу це. Дуже цікаво, деякий вже напрямок цієї роботи в мене третій модуль «Дитина і природа» ми впроваджуємо в своєму садочку, бо я працюю в садочку. І дуже це дітям подобається, їм дуже цікаво.
Жанна, do we have translation from Ukraine to English?
Я могу перевести.
Потому что, да, я
Жанна
поняла,
непосредственно работает в детском саду. Она пересмотрела весь материал. Ей он очень понравился. Она сказала, что это очень практично для применения. А так как она специалист и профессионал, она работает непосредственно с детьми, то очень много она может привнести в наш тренинг.
Дякую.
Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Anna, let me translate. Go ahead.
Сьогоднішня сесія і завтрашня дасть ще більше користі і цікавої інформації для мене, як для практика, щоб я могла його внести і працювати з дітьми. Дякую, всім вдалого дня.
Последующий тренинг, Жанна верит в это, что она принесет больше пользы и возможностей ей как практика, и она обязательно поделится со своими коллегами, потому что это очень интересный материал, новый учебник Афлатот.
Okay. Anna, let me just quickly summarize this into English so everybody knows what's being talked about here. So Pishek Zhana, she works at the preschool education center in Ukraine. And she looked at, as a part of the homework, she looked at the table of content, shuffled through the manual, the specific module she was in charge of, and she's like, it's very interesting, structured in a well manner, and she believes that in the remaining of the sessions for today and tomorrow, she can contribute a lot because she has a lot of experience working with kindergarten students, and also she believes that she can share the knowledge she's gaining here with the colleagues after the completion of the training. That's for Zhana. From Ukraine. Vinnytsia, no, Svetlan? Vinnytsia, yeah. So preschool education center in Vinnytsia. And what Svetlana has shared from her perspective as Chani was saying yesterday, Svetlana is the pioneering or the person who brought the Aflatun into the context of Ukraine. So first she brought it to Vinica, and then now it's being implemented at the national level across Ukraine. That's why she was saying yesterday as well, if any questions, she can also come in because she has experience not only implementing it, but also bringing to the policy level across the country. So, but then what Svetlana's opinion was about the new structured or revised Aflatot. Before Family Toolkit, it was a specific document. It was a separate document that was, complementary to the Aflatot, but now it has been incorporated as part of the lesson plan. So this is a big difference from the old one to the new one. And she says it's very useful and effective this way, not to have it separately, but also incorporate into the lesson plans already. And she also added that, the program structured in a well manner. It's also important that what you learned from yesterday, social emotional learning can be applicable to all the ages, not only for the older, but also younger one. She also learned, somebody was mentioning also the word stop when necessary. Yesterday, I think it was Marta. So something like that. She also gained from yesterday's session. It's also essential to talk about savings and how to work around the savings, especially when it comes to younger ages as well. So it doesn't mean that we should limit it to the older ages. But overall, very interesting. A lot of new things being added to the program that was added to this revised version. But of course, there's not enough time to go through everything, to analyze, especially when it was given to you yesterday to analyze, to study and have the overview of your module specifically for today's session. So that is given for everybody. But yeah, so this is the two feedback that was shared in Russian that I want the English speakers to know. Please continue.
Да, самая большая вообще красота – это то, что в одном учебнике собрано все, что было раньше сделано как бы дополнительными книгами в Афлатоте. То есть и работа с родителями, и все в одной книге. И это очень будет перспективно для людей, как вот Жанна, непосредственно работающим с детьми, с родителями, и именно практикам, которые будут использовать этот учебник. Благодарю вас.
Спасибо. Yeah,
Винница является базовой структурой, которая дает возможность всей Украины черпать вот это инновации, ноу-хау именно с детских садов города Винницы.
Yeah, so she's adding again, right? So it's very essential and very effective. The way this program has been revised, as I already mentioned, bringing the family toolkit, which was a complementary, a specific or separate book connected to Aflatot, but now it's within each of the lesson plans, and it's very essential, very useful for not only for the kindergarten teachers, but also the parents, right? So people like Jana who work directly with the kids, they can also have the holistic view on how to implement the program at all levels possible. And this is the basis, what Svetlana was saying, this program is a basis for the innovation, for the creativity, for the development of this specific age group of children. Продолжайте, Анна.
Okay,
Жанна, я правильно все перевела?
Let's continue. Okay, let's continue. Maybe one more who would like to share information from yesterday, and we will start with the homework, and you present the modules which you prepared yesterday. As mentioned, Marta, she likes a lot this Google tool, and so maybe we will start with again Marta in order to present your modules. But let's keep time. I would like to ask you, please be very short, clear, maximum 2-3 minutes. Okay.
Just one moment, please, because I need to open all these documents.
Of course.
This is
before Marta open, maybe who else would like to share information from yesterday? Natalia?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Natalia. I'm new to Aflatot program. I've been working with the RDA organization on Aflatun program. since February, and it was really interesting to learn about the Alpha Dot program and see how finance education and social education can be presented to younger kids from 3 to 6, and how we can use age appropriate strategies and language to present the information. It was really interesting. And also I really liked the way that caregivers and parents are involved in the work, because I had no idea about the program. And yesterday when I was reading the guidebook, I really liked the way that the parents are involved, and these letters that are developed for parents. They're really nice.
Thank you, Natalia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And can we start, Marta, or maybe another one who would like to start with the module which you learn as a homework? Before, I just would like to again remind you about day 2 agenda. So as usual, we are starting every day in a platoon with energizer and with information which we learn day before in order to share with our peers. Then we will discuss together challenges and advantages of the active learning methodology, and we review different statements and see together. For example, this activity will be good in as active learning, or another or we should think which type of activity is this, active or non-active. Also, we'll discuss together and learn together benefits of family involvement, and I like very much this title, In the Shoes of Parents, Caregiver, Challenges and Solutions. And by the way, in the scope of this topic, we will have a very interesting homework for tomorrow, and I like it very much because it's very common with our today's social media active life, and you love it. And then we're exploring together the family toolkit, what type of revision, and with the briefing we will finalize our day. So let's start.
Do you
do
I need to start? Okay.
Yes, waiting for you if you are fine with it, of course.
Okay.
Yes. And please think who will be next. Okay.
Can you repeat,
who
please?
will be next? Yes, and no, just for the whole participants who will be, please prepare who will be next in order to share with us the homework and the module. Okay, Marta.
Okay, so my module was a 5th module, so maybe we will start from the end. From the end. So the 5th module was titled Me and My Community, Living and Working Together. So in this module, children supposed to learn about their community and people, that they are totally different in a cultural way, traditional differences. So they will discover in this module the significance of various jobs, community helpers, different places in their neighborhoods. And they also emphasize the importance of teamwork. So they need to identify community problems, create some suggestions for solutions, and how they can collaborate together to achieve some goals, to to make this problem not a problem anymore. So we have in this module we have 4 lessons. Each of it is for 45 minutes. So from my perspective, it was quite interesting because
depends on the size of the group. Yes.
I don't know.
We know that in Aflaton, the duration of the lessons depends on the size of the group. The curriculum suggested us the time, the materials, everything, but mostly duration depends on the size of the group.
Okay,
Anyway,
so,
yes.
yes, but usually it was like for one lesson in a school, so it was quite interesting from my perspective. So we have a lesson number 1, celebrating community diversity. It was storytelling element in this exercise, so it was quite interesting, and we had the idea of catching and sharing ideas with the ball. Next one was about our community helpers. So it was very interesting with some tips for educators, and we have a lot of great card jobs matching game, so we can just try to print it and use it on the lesson, so it was quite interesting. The third one was different places in the neighborhood. There was a lot of nice questions that we need to ask our children during that exercise. And the first one was making a difference in our community. So very complex. I was just thinking about children in age 3. Maybe it was better for children in age 6, but probably some elements we can use with the smaller ones. So yeah, so this is like a whole idea.
Anna and Marta.
Yes.
Quick
We
question.
have a question from Leila. Yes, Leila. Is it possible to see the diagrams of each chapter? I think it depends on the who would like to share the diagrams. Then I will stop my screen and you can share. Any questions to Marta about this participatory approach? Oh, great.
I can show you my small diagram. Is it just it was like connected with me and my community, and the most important element was solutions, community problems, and common goals. So it was just the small diagram I have in my card.
And as mentioned, Marta, when we start today training, she likes a lot the Google diagram. So together with Aflaton, we are learning and Aflaton curriculum, methodology, and of course, many tools which we can use in our daily basis trainings. Thank you, Marta. Who is the next? Who would like to share?
I can be the next.
Okay, thank you.
Is it me or I saw someone raised hand?
It's Natalia, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Shall I share the diagram?
Yes, Marta, please stop share your screen, and now Natalia will share her screen and show us the diagram and the module.
I'm not sharing my screen anymore.
Marta's is good. She's good.
Good.
Go ahead.
Okay.
And I've given the permission for everybody to be able to share. If not, let me know.
Okay.
Is it?
Wow, it's impressive. It's impressive. Wow.
I will zoom out for a while, and then I will need to zoom in because I cannot see it properly. I had module 2. The name of the module is Me, My Family and Friends, taking care of the people we love. And the main goal of the module is to develop children's understanding of relationships and social dynamics, and to equip them with the skills and values necessary for building and maintaining positive social connections and contributing responsibly to their community, starting with their families. And as I already mentioned, I'm new to Aflatot program, and I was working on Aflatun program, and it was really impressive for me to see how the core modules grow and develop with the age, because in Aflatun program we also have the same ideas in each and every module, but and we work with 3 members that children see every day, and then we are developing the circle, including the friends. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Natalia? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the module 2, learners develop the following skills. It's empathy, it's social responsibility and cooperation, it's communication and problem-solving skills. We also learn rights and responsibilities that correspond to the rights that we present. And through this, we support confidence, building confidence of children. And the family is like a social foundation in this module, where children can learn about relationships and also rights and responsibilities. It consists of 5 lessons. The lesson 1 is our special families. It presents in age-appropriate language and through the stories, and the stories are used a lot in this module. It presents the family, and also I really liked the way that adaptation is also suggested, that we need to keep in mind the different structures of the families, and also be mindful of the children that may come from different backgrounds. And also there was an activity to count the family members and also be mindful of the age of the learners. If they're more adults, they can count like different family members if they're younger. So yeah, we also need to be mindful of that. The second lesson, how to be
Natalia, before the second, I would like to pay attention. It's very important, as mentioned by Natalia, to use adaptation, because tomorrow our whole day will be about adaptation, contextualization, and we have a lot of stories in the manual, and it's very important because depends on the country, context, and heroes. You can change, for example, names or even colors, dress, whatever are familiar with your community. Thank you, Natalia. It's very important point. Yes, and lesson 2.
Yes, I really.
Do we have any questions?
How to be a friend. The lesson 2 is how to be a friend. So we are like broadening the circle, starting from the family members, then we come to the next people that surround the kid. It's friends, and how to be friends, and what is friendship. And also in adaptation, it is suggested to use the language that appropriate for the age of the children, to talk about the behavior, talk about the communication, what we should say, and through stories, through scenarios, we also learn children how to communicate in a proper way to be understood, and how to understand others as well. Lesson 2.3 is a world of difference. 2.3 is a world of difference. And here we learn about the basics of inclusivity, and that we are all different, and difference doesn't mean that it's wrong. Difference means that we're all unique, and that it's our force. And yeah, in a positive way, looking at the difference in a positive way.
Great, Natalia.
The fourth lesson of the module 2 is we have rights. Also, we learn the concept of rights, very basic. In the right words, we explain what our rights are. And the last module is dedicated to their corresponding responsibilities. For me, the lesson 4 was a bit difficult. But maybe I'm wrong. But looking into the lesson, I think that probably for 3-4 age children, it would be rather difficult to understand the rights. But depending on the group, maybe we can use more easier examples, or use very easy words to explain something.
Yes, Natalia, I agree with you. For the rights, children's rights, the Aflatun suggested to use different colorful cards which can be prepared before. For example, I talk to as a voice from children. For example, I have a right to do this. I have a right, and with the cards, it will be interesting if our participants have other ideas, suggestions. It's very interesting topic. We can now do a very short discussion regarding CERT. Also, I would like to pay your attention on a world of differences. This one also is very important, because especially for trainers, for preschool teachers working in inclusive education, children with special needs, or even, for example, migrant children with different colors or different language. And Aflatun in this module suggested very interesting topics as well. Any questions, answers, or any ideas how to organize the lesson 2.4? And our rights, in order for children have more ideas? No? Please be more active. Okay, thank you very much, Natalia, for this great diagram, and very interesting. And I think now after this module and diagram showed by Marta, by Natalia, everybody will be more interesting. And straight after this training, we'll open manual and review, because really it's each of these lessons are interesting. And when we are reading about purpose, about materials, we would like to try to use and bring a lot of ideas in order to learn. And who would like to be next? Please be active. Elnas, today we didn't hear you. Yeah,
I would be happy to explain the module 3.
Great.
Okay, let me share. Can you see my screen?
Almost.
It's coming. Almost. Wow. Nice.
Okay. So, first of all, let me say that my name is Elnaz. I'm so sorry that I had a mistake to be present on time for yesterday, but Saida helps me to watch recordings, so I'm somehow familiar with the introduction session. Okay. Module 3 was about taking care of our planet. It was the main objectives was area of environmental issues, and children would have practice responsibility towards our planet, and also they will have natural resources conservation, animal habitat, and weather. And also the most for me it was the most impressive one, the waste management for children on this age. And we will have some lesson plans to make children ready for a sustainable mindset at the end, and they will contribute to a greener future, as it was mentioned in the lesson. So this module had 9 lessons and 1 page for caregiver a letter. So all of them has mentioned that it would last almost 45 minutes, depending, as you said, depending on the number of the children on the class. At the first lesson, they will become familiar with our home planet Earth, the shape of it, and the features of it. There are some interesting plays. They can grab their hands and make a circle, find some circles, and it was interesting. Lesson 2 is about nature in our environment, and there with the differences between the natural and non-natural elements in the environment. Maybe it would be in the class or outdoors. Lesson 3 is about natural resources, and they will be familiar with natural resources they use and their benefits, like sand, like water, like even woods, all the things that can be resources, even animals, even insects maybe. And it was reading the concept of it. And lesson 4 is about saving natural resources. Now that they are familiar with the resources and the differences between natural and non-natural, now they can find some simple actions that can help them to save the natural resources. And teachers can ask them the scenarios, and they can find what can they do in this situation. And yes, it was interesting as well. Next lesson is about weather time, and they will become familiar with different weather conditions. Lesson 3 is about animal homes around the world, and they can find animals and the places that they can find these animals. Lesson 7, I'm sorry, I tried to raise my speed so that everything that you said. Lesson 7 was various animals and their inhabitants, like underwater and land animals, the differences between these animals, and how pollution affects underwater life, and the importance of keeping the ocean clean. And there were some stories about it, and I have a question about this. Maybe others can help me, because I was not a teacher for this age, and I'm starting my job as an R&D specialist in Amal in Tehran. So there are some questions for me in implementing these lesson plans. And at the end, they will become familiar. Environment clean is essential for ensuring the safety and well-being of animals. The important concept in the lesson is animals. And but my question was, do children really stay for you to finish your story, or they will keep asking questions at the middle of the story? And because
Mhm.
the lesson plans are like, you have to finish your story, then you will ask them questions to see if I'm not sure even the children in this age will be patient enough to
Okay, Chandni.
Morning, Chandni.
Help us with this question, and also if we will have, also we have a pioneer who started Aflatot in Vinisa or some, so please share your ideas as well, please, Chandni.
Yeah.
And
So I would just take like couple of moments to explain this. In sessions, yes, we have mentioned like read the whole story and then ask questions, but there are different storytelling techniques. The idea is you're not just working on SFE, but you're also working on the linguistic skills. You're also, through a story, you can work on the creative part of the child, on the comprehension. So, one technique is you finish the story and ask. The other technique is you read some lines and you ask in between. Other strategy is you say some part of the story and ask them to build the next part of the story. So that is very much dependent upon the teacher as well as the student. Maybe in one setup, you read the whole story and you ask them, like, what are two things you remember? In the second kind of interaction, maybe you ask them to complete a story. So there are different storytelling techniques. It depends also upon the story, that what is the story about? Can they complete a story? Is it putting imaginative thinking in place, or is it making them you're giving information? But from my perspective, all the stories are building their creativity and trying to help them connect with different elements which are around them. So I complete, and this is a very valid question. Like, attention span of these children, let me tell you, is like maximum 8 to 10 minutes. So it would be good to give pauses. And that is why we use the voice modulation when we are doing storytelling, to ensure that the attention stays on us. Sometimes, when there's a beer coming, so, we have voice modulations. And there are different techniques of storytelling also that we can use within a lesson. So, not simply like reading a story, we can emphasize on some words if we want to, and because that words they come in the questions later on. So those are different techniques. Yeah, we can send you like some reading on different storytelling techniques also. And
Yes,
feel free to
Chandni.
ask your questions. These are people who have implemented Aflatot with real children, so they can tell you the challenges and they can also guide you with like the bestest of techniques.
Thank you. Any other ideas? Svetlana, I see you would like to say something.
Очень приятно. У меня тоже был этот модуль. Если можно убрать с экрана эту схему, я покажу свою, насколько мне удалось.
Let's ask if Elna's finished. Okay. Elna, Svetlana was asking if you finish this diagram. She would like to share with you her opinion about this. But if you finish, if no, did you finish?
There are just 2 more lessons if there's time.
Okay, then let's finish, because Svetlana would like to show her ideas in diagram. Светлана, сейчас она закончит свое выступление, презентацию, закроет диаграмму, и вы поделитесь своими идеями. Хорошо?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Elnas, please continue. Yeah.
Lesson 8 was, the name was Waste Warriors, and it was interesting, the name, and it was different type of waste material. They could find what are the waste material really. And the next lesson, the last one, is Eco Adventure, Recycle and Reuse, the differences between and reducing, and the name of it. And the thing that was very important and very interesting for me was that they are helping to do some initiatives for that. It means that they have some impacts, real impacts on the environment and their maybe their own life. And they can find out that why do we use that, why do we reuse, why do we recycle, and because the previous learn about the resources and why should we save them. And here are some actual initiatives for that. And it was interesting for me, not only for going for teachers and having them in the school. Even I was thinking about having them like in our parties, that when there are some children, even 4 or 5 children, we can do some of these outdoor activities or even indoors, and it will be great. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Elnaz. I fully agree with you. It's a very interesting module, and it gave us different type of ideas how to teach children to use, starting from 3 years old, to select and use the recycling. Or I like, even me, I like very much the lesson about animals when they are living, the methodology of teaching to children. For example, water, who can live in water, ocean. If this is a forest, who can live in forest. Very, very interesting tool. Thank you very much, Elsa. Elnaz. Now, Svetlana will share her ideas of diagram. If others also have some other ideas, please. Светлана, мы же сейчас ждем вас, чтобы вы показали диаграмму. Хорошо, просто так 2-3 минуты, да, у нас, чтобы пойти вперед. Ага.
Эту диаграмму я показываю для того, чтобы показать, что я все-таки ее освоила.
Ага.
Это о том, что каждая диаграмма, вы видите, она разная в зависимости от преподавателя и понимания структуры данных занятий. Так? Вот это можно перевести, да? И дальше я скажу другие вещи. Вот. Я хотела бы все-таки поговорить я вот хочу тоже поделиться. Я проанализировала, у меня не было времени на анализ всех уроков, но я их всех просмотрела. Вот.
Excuse me, do you have translation, synchron?
Да.
English speakers, yeah? It's clear? No? No translation?
What do you mean, translation to Russian?
No.
No, now when Svetlana talk,
I will do it. I will do that one.
No, I will do. I've just asked. I will do, Saida. It's okay. I've just asked because I thinking this is automatically synchron. Okay. Svetlana is going to show us from this module only one lesson about our home is our planet, and she mostly concentrated on this. And before you show her diagram, her version of the module with all the lessons. Okay, Svetlana?
Okay.
Can I read it and translate?
Let her speak first, Anna. Let her tell what she.
Okay.
And then we can summarize it in English.
Okay, good.
Светлана, продолжайте.
Отлично. Я хотела сказать, что данная платформа, на которой мы работали, она очень удобна, но нужно больше часа для того, чтобы расположить ответы на все рекомендуемые вопросы, которые были заданы нам в письме в email. Вот. Поэтому для того, чтобы не тратить время, я просто сделаю сейчас анализ одного урока 3.1 «Наш дом, наша планета». Вот, а вы, как сказал предыдущий спикер, у нас здесь 9 уроков, плюс письмо от родителей опекунов, и это очень удобно, потому что здесь полная тема отражается именно в письмах родителей опекунов, которые необходимы для сопровождения. Потом вы задавали определенные вопросы, и я просто по ним пройдусь, не читая все, что я тут написала. Здесь поймите цель, какова основа цели модуля.
Хорошо.
Цель очень
Мгм.
четкая, определить форму Земли, назвать особенности Земли, да? Сразу скажу, эта тема сложная для детей, потому что я вот тут предлагаю в конце такое упражнение походить босиком по земле, для того, чтобы вот в какой-то степени почувствовать, что такое наша земля. Вот. А потом поиграть в землю. Например, первая игрушка, вы знаете, что когда проводится тренинг афлатон, то задается будущим тренерам такой вопрос. Вспомните первую свою игрушку. Да? И все вспоминают первую игрушку. Вот моя первая игрушка была земной шар. Мне ее подарил отец. Это было в виде надутого розового шара со всеми странами и континентами. Ну, потом это, видите, осуществилось, и я сейчас с Афлатуном и другие программы международного уровня. Вот, то есть дети должны, ну, мне кажется, надо добавить такое выражение, что они и босиком ходят, и играют в этот мяч, для того, чтобы ощутить и посмотреть, а что же это такое. Вот, потому что, откровенно говоря, представить Землю, и, как сказать, ну, тема такая интересная, она достаточно очень легко описана, она действительно понимаема, но больше, возможно, нужно каких-то практических моментов, но это зависит от самого преподавания и от самого опыта преподавания. Вот. Так что вот такие вот моменты. Вы здесь также спрашиваете, разбейте на структуры. Здесь 5 структур, то есть то, что выведено, это объяснение, история, дискуссия, подведение итогов, игра на составление. То есть 5 структур этого урока. Это очень логично. Каковы ключевые темы и как они связаны с собой? Это здесь все как бы логично, потому что объяснение, ассоциация и практика. Практика, непосредственно практика через игру и личный опыт. То есть здесь очень четко объяснение, ассоциация закрепляется через историю, а потом дается практика, личная практика ребенка через игру и получение личного опыта. И это очень важно для того, чтобы эти фиксированные какие-то вещи были в системе объяснения. Следующее. Проанализируйте цели обучения. Что должны знать, уметь или чувствовать учащиеся после каждой главы? Очень хороший вопрос. Потому что мы не только должны знать, мы должны чувствовать. И самое главное, чувствование, это эмоциональный интеллект, становится ведущим в обучении вообще будущего поколения и вообще человечества. Чувствование. Вот. И чувствовать это очень важно, и это очень здорово, что здесь связано с ассоциациями для лучшего запоминания. Ассоциации даются. Являются ли эти цели ясными и измеримыми? Достаточно ясно, измеримы на примерах, которые вот дети как бы изучают, что их окружает в этом мире. Следующее. Определите возможности применения, где эти концепции могут применимы в реальной жизни. Здесь очень даются хорошие сравнительные характеристики. Круг Земля, который развивает творческое восприятие окружающей реальности. То есть дети будут творчески подходить, например, она хочет вышивать и говорит, о, я буду вышивать, а именно это как земля круглая. То есть она постоянно будет творчески сравнивать эту землю с какими-то своими проявлениями творческими. Это очень здорово. Можете ли вы привести примеры вашего собственного опыта работы? Ну вот я уже сказала, игра в мяч, земля, страны мира. Проанализируйте проблемы и возможности адаптации, с какими трудностями. Ну, я уже говорила про них, это трудность восприятия великих размеров, земля. Вот, например, совместимость под ногами и воображаемого земного шара, это вот эта совместимость такая ассоциативная, она, возможно, будет, ну, сложновата для детей. Ну вот, я вот тут пишу ходить по ножками по земле и играть в мяч, который в виде земли. Это я смогла успеть только посмотреть первый урок, поэтому вы меня извините. А остальные уроки я просто пробежала, но они также структурированы, и очень здорово, что вы создали такой новый материал. Потому что я присутствовала при создании в 2013 году того материала. Вот, этот очень современный, легкий для восприятия, очень практичный и будет иметь хорошие последствия при обучении детей. Спасибо. Наговорила, конечно.
Okay, I'll try to summarize it here. So basically, as we mentioned it earlier, Svetlana was not able to see all of the lessons. As she said, there were 9 lessons in module 5. It's very similar to Elnaz's, it's the same module as Elnaz. So she had an overview of all the lessons, but she in depth reviewed one of the lessons, which is about the earth, natural resources, water, ocean, etc., etc. And then all the questions, so what she did, so all the questions that was raised in the email we sent out yesterday, she responded to all of those questions that was raised for that specific lesson she reviewed. She showed her diagram. So she also showed the diagram that she worked on. She's like, yeah, as everybody else did, which differs from person to person depending on how you reviewed the lesson, how you, understood it, and how you incorporated it within you because of the experiences you've had. It differs from person to person, even though the modules and lessons are the same. So hence it won't be, let's say, exact same for all. Time, as was already mentioned, was not enough to go through each of the lessons that was within this module, but she has overall overview of the module, specifically zooming into this lesson on Earth, and then just to summarize it, there were a lot of details she gave, all the questions she answered, but a few things that caught my attention as well, using personal experiences, what she thought about this lesson, that it gives a personal experience for each of the kids to not only know the knowledge or perceive the knowledge from the module, but also practice it personally, right? So having different practices, different methodologies of, or putting them into practice of also learning by doing in a way. And then one of the examples she brought was the, let's say, walking barefoot on the, so when learning about Earth, what Earth is, right? The knowledge about it and what your relations in it, what can you do with it? So simply walking on the ground or on the ground by having an assimilation or coordination, or let's say association with Earth and the kid or the child himself or herself. Or as Svetlana was saying in her, like one of the lessons or one of the activities that is in one of the lessons is one game that you remember from your childhood. One of the question that is out there in African program, and she was talking about the ball, the winter ball, or it's called Earth Ball, which is basically, it's a green ball with all the, it's basically mini globus, I would say, with all the countries of the world. So in other association you can have, or in other, what she remembers from her childhood, that ball that has all the countries on it. So her association of what Earth is, what the globe is, and how is it connected to you in a way. So bringing also personal experiences, personal examples into the classroom that is similar to your audience, that is familiar to your audience in a way. Yeah, this is it from my side. If Anna, if you remember, if you want to add anything. Yeah, so the app, the Kogler, this app you all used for Svetlana was interesting, but also there's more time needed to be able to, put all the knowledge and information you've gained from the modules and the lessons on it. So it takes more time to get familiar with the app and to be able to use it effectively. The aims were clear of the modules. It gives a clear overview of what Earth is, what the relations to the children, what can you do with it, at the simplistic level as possible, depending on the age of the child. That's it. Anna, if you want to add anything, please go ahead. But I think I just tried to summarize it so English speakers also have an idea of what was told.
Yes, I think, yes, thank you, Saida. Thank you, Svetlana. I think it's time to finalize and start with our main purpose. Of course, this is also this type of sharing of information, homework, support us to learn from each other. And I see in the notes, Leila shared her example of the module. So I suggest, depends if you would like to share your homework with diagram, please share in notes, and also you can open Leila's example. Thank you, Leila, very much. And yes, share with our with peers. Now let me to share my screen and start with the homework, with our today lessons. So now it's time together. This is also part of the revised manual, and as I see of participants, and we will try together to discuss and see the importance of active learning methods. So I will read a different statement, and you can choose and decide this is active learning method or non-active. Please try to be as much as possible active for me to just a minute, something wrong with my computer. Did you see the screen? Okay. I don't understand why I can't. Okay. So the first statement, role play a market visit where children presented to buy and sell different fruits. This is, what do you think? This is an active learning or non-active? How you can organize this? Please. We know that active learning is an educational strategy which help children and which help facilitators to learn together. Of course, when we just talk about the place when we can buy fruits or sell something, this is nothing. But when we organize a role play for children, it will be an. Would you like to help me? Please be more active. Elnas, what do you think?
I think it is active learning
Of
because they are
course.
doing something themselves and they can learn what it is like.
Of course. Agree with Elnas? Svetlana, do you agree? Вы согласны с Эльнас? Поход в рынок – это активная, правильно, методология. Okay. Next statement. Listening to a story, read about a child who saved money. This is, what do you think?
It's not active.
Is not active. Today, our active participant is Elnas. Thank you, Elnas, for helping me, because you know, in Aflatun, facilitators just follow and coordinate it, but learners and the group will be very active. The same when you try to teach the module in your group, it's very important, the active participation and participatory approach. This is why we love very much Aflatun. This is an active methodology which help us to teach, to talk, to discuss, to learn from each other. Okay, the next one. Sorting real-life objects such as toys, foods, clothes into neat baskets. This can be
Yes, this is an active learning.
Natalia, thank you. For example, Natalia, how you will organize this?
If the topic of our lesson is like basics of budgeting, for example, and we're like looking into what our needs are and wants are, we can have or maybe I don't understand your question.
How we can organize this? For example, we are working in a group with children from 3 to 4, and we are going to learn and play with them, sorting the real life objects, the toys, because usually we know children are lazy, they don't want to do this in the baskets. How you, for example, your idea, how we can organize this? Because we know Aflatun is suggested, Aflatod, but we can do some adaptation, depends on our children needs and what they want, what they like more. Please, not only Natalia, maybe other idea, how you can organize this as an active learning process. Arkady?
Okay, I was waiting for this question. I will make photo of my child's
Thank
room
you.
and ask children to help me to clean it, or I will put everything into the basket, put on the floor, make some photos with wardrobe or something else, and they have to collect the things to the places, or I don't know. It's I think it's easy, but I think it could be make with fun with some
Of course.
objects which they can choose, they can talk about it, where they should put something for or whatever. Also, like there is such as food, you make photo of refrigerator
Different
and
fruits. Yes.
yes, and teach and show where fruits of meat or other things could be collected, because I think it's quite interesting because not adults people, they don't know how to collect. Also clothes, how to collect clothes, or how to make them smaller and put. So I think it's a long life learning task.
Yeah. Great examples. Yes, I like very much the idea with refrigerator to put all together.
Я
And
хотела
it
тоже
can...
добавить. Можно?
Да, Светлана.
Можно организовать игры, например, соревнования. Группа у нас, которая представляет одежду, которая представляет у нас еду, какие-то еще моменты. И вот как бы какая группа побеждает. То есть вот в таком плане, кто больше всего соберет из предоставленных таких моментов, кто больше соберет. То есть, как предыдущий собеседник, интервьюер сказал, про то, что самое главное это весело организовать детей, и главное можно соревноваться на примерах распределения этих вещей. Кто больше насобирает или какая команда выиграет. Спасибо.
Anna, Anna is here. План, вы сказали это насчет соревнований, да? Можете повторить с начала?
Соревнования, что могут быть группы детей, одни представляют эти продукты, другие представляют одежду, третьи представляют еще какие-то предметы. И какая команда выиграет, кто больше насобирает определенных вещей, которые или фруктов, или овощей, или того, что предоставляется для них в этой игре. То есть должно быть активность, соревновательность и заинтересованность детей на какие-то победные вещи совместные. Это очень интересно.
Okay, поняла, все. Basically, Svetlana, she's saying, maybe create a sense of competition in a way. So you could give them a group of, let's say, fruits for one, different types of fruits, and then vegetables, and then items of the products in general. So create the sense of competition, bring in the interest, or consider the interest of the kids, what they could be interested in, and then also, create activeness among them in engaging in such a competitive, let's say, activity among each other. Is it still basing? Это насчет последней сортировка реальных предметов, да?
Да, как можно организовать более интересно данную компетенцию. И мы предлагали здесь разные варианты, и как мой собеседник Аркадий говорил о том, что на примере, например, своих детей, как они это делают. То есть должны быть и примеры, и организация активных игр. Вот, может быть, такие.
Yeah, so examples of active and interesting ideas. What I think in this, for example, how can we, organize real things in life in the form of needs versus wants, right? So, for example, I remember in Tajikistan, I had a discussion with one of the partners, and what he was saying, his daughter had like 10 or 15 teddy bears, for example, right? So a lot of teddy bears in the house, and then she wanted more. That's why she said, "Can I buy in the store? Can I buy this one as well?" And then the father, what I think his daughter was probably around 6 or 7 years old. What the father did, who was the partner of Aflatun, he tried to bring in the examples of all these dolls his daughter has in the house, and then the summation or how much it costs, for example. So this many dolls, and we spend this much money, right? And then and then bringing the question of, do you need this many dolls, or do you need an extra one, for example, right? And then also bringing an example of, for this money, you could get some other items. You could get, I don't know, some items for school, for example. So I guess bringing the example of what you have in the house, let's say, and also bringing the question of, when it comes to relevance of the idea, and then bring the question of, do you need this many things? Do you, yes, you want it. There is an interest of getting more dolls, but do you need it in a way? And then the daughter, what he was saying, the daughter realized that no, it costs a lot of money, and it's too many dolls she already has. And that's why I remember this partner was saying, one thing I remember from Aflatun is this, that I still practice it with my kids when it comes to differentiating between wants versus needs. With the things, and Arkadiusz was saying, right? Like, I like the idea of taking a photo of the fridge, for example, or taking a photo of the room and the items that person has, right? So, and then kind of, because it's a real things person has, that you could kind of classify the things that you actually need in life versus the things that actually you want, but not necessary. Hi, Lance, please go ahead.
Thank you. I had a question. I wanted to hear from others that how can they differentiate between needs and wants? Because, like as you said, sometimes a toy is a need and sometimes it's a want. And there must be a scenario behind it. They need to hear some background, and then in what situation something can be a need or want, or even food can sometimes be a want or sometimes can be a need. So how can they differentiate it for children in this
Good
age?
question. I'm going to give the floor to others. Anybody with an implementation who would like to contribute? How do you give this across to your children, right? Explaining what they need versus what they want. Any example you can bring from your implementation sites or from the work you already do with kids? No example? Slan.
My apologize. We have electricity problem and solve it. But I think we also forget about our break, 5-10 minutes. If you like, then we will do. If no, then we continue. So, what do you prefer? Have a 5-10 minutes break or just continue?
We have a question, Anna. Let's maybe let's
Okay,
start
then
this
let's
question and then we
continue.
can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes,
the question was
yes,
for your
yes.
information for this age group, right? So it's very young, right? Preschool, so 3 to 6, very young age. How do you bring upon or how do you give across this understanding of what the need is for children, for a child or for children, and what the want is? It could be food, for example. It could
Of
be
course.
clothing, for example.
Of
It could
course.
be things you need for school. So this was the question we raised for the audience, the participants of this training. And if you want to add at the end, you can also add. So I asked the participants if they have any examples on the ground which they can use here. Anybody? Может, Винница у нас же был Жанна. Жанна, вы тут? Есть экземпляр? Вопрос понятно? Да, вот на Эльна спрашивала, да, примеры, когда вы лично работаете с детьми, да, нужды, как это?
То, что они
да,
хотят, да.
Нужно, да, что они хотят и что нужно.
Я думаю, I think Arkady brings a very good example. For example, with refrigerator, fruits, with the wardrobe, clothes. If other ideas, or maybe, yeah.
But how do you explain it to them?
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe, and that's what I could hear, right? Giving them stories, right? Just trying to make it personal. So for you, when it comes to food, right? Do you need to eat 2 bars of chocolate a day? Kids all about lollipops and chocolate and, you know, the sweets. And you can give them the side effects of it. You know, the stories of I don't know, the tooth falling down, or like, you know, just trying to explain with simple words of, do you need this many clothing, for example, when it comes to these many dresses? There's one dress, you can wear it several times, right? Until it tears apart, for instance, from my understanding, I would say. So giving them, making it more personal, and also showing it as an example for kids, especially of that younger age, right? Telling is one, but then showing and being an example is another. So perhaps showing them yourself of how it's done or how it can be done could be useful for that age of school children or kindergarten.
And we can try to give them a small definition of need and want. So we can define it that the need is very important and you cannot live without it, and that the wants is great, but it's fun, but it's fun, for example. So we are starting with a definition. We can try to put some names on the walls, then what is want, what is need, and then after the definition we try to name each item, what is want, what is need.
Yes, thank you, Marta. And in Aflatot also we have good examples about fruit or about just meal. For example, when chocolate, why we need chocolate, why we need fruits, and of course it will be mixed lesson with some components of social integration and financial. And I remember that one of you mentioned also, maybe it was Natalia, it will also very good tool for budgeting, for financial, for example, try to sort and select the baskets. Okay, our next slide is watching a short cartoon on taking care of the environment. What do you think?
We don't see the screen, Anna, if you're sharing it.
Don't see the screen. Okay.
But
Sorry.
Nadia wanted to say something.
Okay, Nadia, please.
Я могу добавить. I have a
Конечно.
comment to it, but
Да.
I can't end up.
Of course, конечно, Надя, да.
Насчет хочу и нужно и хочу. У нас был дневной центр, это дети с алко- и наркозависимых семей, и у которых нет этого понимания. И что мы делали? Мы показывали им, детки с 4 лет были, и мы показывали им таблицу нужд, в таком в элементарном варианте. Мы говорили, что первое, что нужно, это безопасность, потом еда, там, одежда и так далее. И мы говорили, что нужно это то, без чего ты не можешь нормально функционировать. Когда ты поломаешься, когда тебе будет плохо, когда уже нужна будет полиция, там, аптека или скорая помощь. То есть то, без чего ты не можешь дальше жить. А все остальное – это хочу. И вот мы им показывали на этом примере, что ты можешь, вот там есть какой-то, вот как вы говорили, есть шоколадка, да, и есть какое-то мясо, вот, или овощи есть. Вот что, без чего ты сломаешься? И они говорили, я сломаюсь без овощей, а без шоколадки ты можешь прожить. И вот на таких примерах, где это нужно, потому что ты дальше не сможешь нормально жить и функционировать. И мы показывали на примере игрушек поломанных. Вот она поломалась, потому что ей не хватило резиночки, там, или там, ну, что-то вот такое. И дети вот на этом примере, что если я это не буду делать, я не смогу дальше бегать, играть, там, быть веселым, ходить. Вот на таких примерах.
Okay, so basically, Nadia brought a real example from the work she had. So she was working with a family that were like drug dependent. So how they use this example of it goes back to wants versus needs, right? So she brought in the table of the table where she showed the needs versus wants. Then the definition, as Marta said, so the explanation of right. So what are the needs? First, you have to be safe, right? So the safety is number one. Then comes in food. Then comes in clothing, right? So basically, giving the definition of something, right? So what the need is, something you cannot live without, or something you cannot live without, as Marta said, or you cannot function normally, right? So that with that explanation of what is that item that you cannot live without, or you cannot function normally, or you cannot continue living. So giving those items out, right? So yeah, basically, right? So that you right the things you can when you feel bad, when you need medication, when you need, right? So these are some things that you need for you, a bit of clothing, as we said, food, for you to be able to live sustainably, so live on, and the other items. So everything else outside of it is something that you want. It's not necessary. It's not needs per se. So giving them the example, so you can give them the mix of all the items. Yeah, and then they can shuffle through or organize what want is. Go ahead.
Thank you, Saida. And also in curriculum, we have a very good play role example activities in order to start a discussion with children. What is their need? What is important? And what cannot be priority at the moment? Let's go through the last one and continue our session for today. So the last statement, it's about, did you see my screen?
Now we can, yes.
Okay, so after listening to a story, children answer discussion questions and perfect on what they would do differently if they were in the character's place. Of course, and I'm sure this is the Who would like? This is the very clear example of activity, and a lot of ideas can be used here.
This is an active learning.
Who would like to? Of course, Natalia. And for example, just in a few words, give us a lot of different. Would you like share, Natalia? Thank you.
I have not heard you clearly. Can you please repeat the question?
In which type of activity you prefer to use in order to organize as an active learning? For example, listening story, children under discussion, and feel them as a characters or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just as an idea, how you organize it in your place.
We can see a lot of such activities. I'm sorry. Such activities like listening to a story and discussion with children in Aflatot, in Aflatun also books. We can, as Shandi also suggested, there are different storytelling techniques, and we can choose depending on the group size or group level. Maybe break the story into some parts, stop and ask the questions. And if the children are very young, like 3-year-old, we can ask simple questions. But if the children are like 5 or 6 years old, we can ask them and engage them in more deeper discussion and support their sharing their ideas and asking them what they think of the characters and what they would do differently on their places.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you all. And of course, this statement can be adapted, can be changed, depends on your group, on your. Today, I would like again to take an opportunity and use Tricider if it works. Anyway, I share the link in notes. If it works, it's good, because it's very good to hear when we started today training, somebody mentioned that it's very interesting Google tool. So now if anyone are not familiar with the Tricider, let's go through it to discuss, check your notes. Here is the link, the brainstorming and voting about active learning methods. And then I gave the floor to Chantni, and Chantni continue. I share in the beginning agenda of second day, continue with you in depth discussion about the Aflatot curriculum in the family toolkit, the importance of family involvement. And the family, we don't understand only mother's involvement, but all family members' involvement on child education. So try if Tricider worked today. If no, yeah, okay, please chat me. Thank you.
So before we start with the new topic, I hope that you are clear with the 5 modules and the introductory module. If you have any questions, feel free to write it in the chat, or you can write to us after the training also. Before we start with parental engagement, yes, we're going to have a small break. Definitely, we're going to meet in, you want to have a 10 minutes break or a 15 minutes break, because then we have to watch a video which is for 7 minutes and 12 seconds. And this video has to be watched independently. I'm going to share the link right
here with them now.
So first I'm going to share the video here, so as to see that if you're able to access the link, please see in your chat. It's here. Yeah. And you can make notes, because after this we're going to talk about assessments. Yeah. So it's something in my watch We can meet in 20 minutes, but these 20 minutes are split into 13 minutes of break and 7 minutes of video watching. Is it okay? I'm very precise with the timing. Yeah, whatever time zone you are, let's meet in 20 minutes. Yeah, yeah. And I hope you are able to access the link. It's a video. I'm seeing the ad, so it shows me 15 seconds, but technically it's a video for, I think, 7 minutes and 12 seconds. Can anybody tell me the exact time if I'm correct? Just I'm checking the time.
Right
Sorry.
now it's 42.
20 seconds. Okay, good to go. So we meet in 20 minutes. Okay, yeah. Is there anybody who have implemented any Aflataught session with group of 40 plus or 50 plus kids? And anybody would want to share their experience with Navena. It might not be Aflataught curricula, even if it is some other curricula. Can you give 2 tips to Navena and explain how does it work with XY 50 kids, 50 plus? Okay, let's say. I'm sure we have. Some of our countries are amazing with more number of kids. I don't want to name them, but, but I want to hear it out.
I don't know them.
I can give you example of my country. We have 7 in the classroom. So we used to, it was not Aflataught program to be very honest, but it had a similar kind of pedagogy, which was more active, discussion based. And when we were working with primary kids, we used to put them in different groups. Yeah. Because, and this was not what we did on day one. First was we had to assess and understand the kids. Yeah. Once we understood them over a period of 2 months, it was not also like 1 week you understand them. No. For 1 month, we used to work on different tasks with them. Yeah. From writing to speaking to drawing something to doing some work independently. We had different parameters on which we used to assess. And based on our assessment, we used to make multiple groups. And there were groups who could do the work alone once they have been explained in a bigger group. But there were some group, once they have been explained, they still had to have another line of input from the teacher. So we also worked on kind of a peer model, but that was for, 7 and 8 years old, but for younger children. And we had, fortunately, the only savior was we had access to lots and lots of free tools. And so we used free tools to engage different groups at different point of time, and we used to rotate those free tools. But the task with the free tools used to be very different. So, for example, there were free tools. One group was you have to count and place it on a paper, like one in front of one block, in front of two blocks. For the other group, it was the same exercise, but now they don't have to put side by side, but they had to make a tower. So the complexity increased, but the kind of activity was same. So grouping was very essential. We used to do group in big like whole group and then small group. That was my experience. But for this, to reach at this level, it was very essential for me to understand all the children.
How
Of
many
course, not by
teachers
heart,
do
like
you have per one group? How many teachers per one group on 50 or 60 students?
unfortunately, yes. In India, it's very common to have 50, 60 students in one group, and we only have one teacher. And that one teacher also have to do paperwork. It's very true.
Yes.
But with help of, and we sometimes also had multilingual, multi-level classes. Yeah. And we still have. And sometimes they are in rural areas. So it was challenging, and it was not easy for teachers to adapt it at one go. For us to start showing and scaffolding this to teachers, it took me 2 months to first understand the classroom, understand the dynamics with the children. And then we scaffolded the action for next like months, because it was our fellowship for 1.5 years.
Mhm.
But even after 1.5 years, some teachers struggled because it's
Mhm.
not easy managing the operational work also. And we
Mhm.
also have something from Nadia, which is Russian to me.
Maybe the similar problem is in the kindergarten where we have 2 or 3 students. That's a big problem too.
That's the best. I think 2 kids, 1 teacher, that's the best, I think. Not a problem, trust me.
But 1 teacher and 3 students or something like
Ideal scenario, Nevena, ideal scenario. You can make
only 1 group.
super human beings out of them because it's easy to handle. But yeah, I can understand that that's also challenging because of the resources that we invest in those kids. Yeah, but I think the dynamics of places, demographics, everything affect. In India, initially it was a big problem to bring children to school. Then we started the concept of midday meals. So we have like a lot of rural population, and midday meal was one of the factors that brought children to school because parents thought that at least one time they will have meal and they can save some money. So that was the binding factor which brought them to school and made them study, because midday meal you will only get if you have attendance in the morning. Yeah, so they used to come and they used to stay till the lunch break, then they had meal and they were happy. And also India is doing a lot in terms of active learning pedagogy. We are also reworking on our curricula. We're adding things which are very important in different states. There are different governments which are trying different curricula. One curricula was happiness curricula, which focused on 21st century skills, but it was called happiness curricula. So there are different initiatives by different governments for different age group. Aflatun ran one of the national integrations with Andhra Pradesh, grade 9, and this was focused on entrepreneurial mindset. So these kids went through 9 sessions. It was a consortium of different NGOs, and we focused more on financial and social literacy. And it was based on design thinking. The outcome was these grade 9 kids came up with 52 interesting projects which were solving the problems of the community. It's higher level, but it starts somewhere. We started. But yeah, but when we work with the young age group, it's one of the very crucial ages, but also one of the very difficult age group, because there are multiple things that a teacher has to do. If the teacher is equipped with right tools and settings, they can definitely do it. So this brings us back to assessments. How many of you watched the video? But before that, Nadia wrote something. Saida, is it something related to what we were talking?
No, she's just showing the diagram. So she shared,
Okay.
just told about the diagram she did on module 2.
Perfect. Thank you, Nadia. Elnaz, do you want to share something about what we were talking?
No, it's about, you said who had watched the video. It was
So I believe everybody. Lana, did you and your son watch the video? That's important. Both of you should see. Unless he's not watching the screens. Yeah. Okay. And yeah. So my first question to you all is what, and I would look here because in my copy I have written the questions. Yeah. Okay, he's screen free. I hope he stays like this for next 12 years. I hope. For 2 years, my child did not watch. And then one fine day, I was like, it's done. I think everything in media, in moderation is good. Let her. Let her. Yeah, I hope. Yeah. Okay, so first question. What behaviors and interactions stood out during the natural play observation? Okay, my first question. How many teachers or assistants were there in the classroom? Anybody? I think everybody should tell this answer.
Teachers during the classroom, more
Teachers,
two.
assistants, whatever you want to, whatever.
Two. two. It was two. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know like the roles of them, but yeah, two. Yeah. Okay. Now the serious question. What behaviors and interactions stood out during the natural play observation? Was there natural play that you observed? What is play, by the way, for us? Before we move on to next question, what is play? What is play? Children keep playing all day. Come on. You can't say you don't know play. This is tricky. What is play? We can try.
For example, Joy was playing computer. Yeah. He was playing computer. Yeah.
Okay. What as adults do you play? And what did you play as you were children? What is
You are asking us.
No. I was asking from the video which you answered, but I'm also now asking like, are we clear with the concept of play as a group? Because that would also, yeah. What is play? Anybody, come on, come on. No.
You mean like playing games or
Just
what
define
do you mean
play.
play?
What is play? PLA.
Doing something enjoyable.
Doing something enjoyable.
Voluntarily.
For fun. Doing something
For
for fun.
fun.
Interactions with the world. It can be interactions with people around or interactions with some items.
Is it voluntary or involuntary?
For kids, it's more voluntary, I think.
And
But in kindergarten, it can, oh, yeah. I mean, if children do not want to play, they won't.
Yeah. And then, is it process oriented?
Sorry?
Is it process oriented? Is there a process to play?
It can be.
Okay. Can you think of different kinds of play that a 3 to 6 year old can do? You were talking about like jumping. What else? What are the different kinds of play?
Role play.
Role play, yes. Mm-hmm. Pretend play, we say pretend play in our terms. Imaginative play. Mm-hmm. With the interactions, that is social play. Then, if there is a process, there are structured rules, that's a game play. Then there is physical play that we love, 3 to 6 years old love, which is the physical play. And when we use some loose materials, which I was talking, like blocks, some stones, or anything which is loose, that's the constructive play. When through that loose items, they can do multiple things. Yeah. So a lot of emphasis is given in these age groups on having loose stuff. Yeah. And very interesting part is the kids in 3 to 6 years of age, they generally go for associative play up till 4 or 5 years. It could be plus minus 1 year. What is this? They would see each other playing, but they would not sometimes play with each other. So that doesn't mean there's a problem, but they feel okay, they are there, but they would not like it. It builds from elder years that they start the associative play. Initially they'll be like, okay, you are there, I will play on my own, you do on, like, let's leave each other. So keeping this also in mind, we have designed activities, because all these theories are pretty important for us to understand what's happening in their mind to design the activities. Okay, what else was happening in the video? Just tell me what was happening. Did children engage with the other children? Yes or no? Nivena says yes. Arik?
Yes.
We're not
Yeah.
Yes. The drawing, the cutting blocks, one of them was playing on the computer, another built with wood blocks of the
Yeah.
castle or something like that.
So these are the different kinds of plays that we just spoke about and we also saw. Yeah. If a teacher is not not knowing about different kinds of activities which are being done in this age group, you're like, okay, he's just putting things, stacking things, that's nothing, but that's a constructive play. They are cutting, what is it? That's also they're working on their motor skills. He's just cutting, let it be. Yeah. So it's very important for us to also understand what are the different kinds of play which kids are doing, and we as facilitators or teachers should observe. Okay. How did the teacher set up the observational environment to support authentic assessment? What was the role of the teacher?
Monitoring.
You're using tough words, trust me. Monitoring. Come on.
Measuring progress for every kids.
What did the teacher do? Monitoring, yes, yes, she was monitoring, but she was monitoring or observing or assessing?
Observing progress for kids to kids.
Kids to kids, yeah. Natalia?
They were saying that there were two types of observation. One is spontaneous, I think, and the one is pre-planned or pre-prepared observation. And the last three teachers that were shown to us, they were pre-prepared for the observation, and that helped them to reveal the kids who had problems, and then prepared for support to support them. So first to recognize who had the problem with different spheres of social interactions, or a girl that could not hold a pencil properly, etc. So and this observation helped them to come to the classroom prepared to support the kids.
Yeah, you're right. Now I'll just tweak a little bit. Yeah, yes, Eric, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I said it was excellent answer.
Yeah. And how many of us do that? Do we do that?
Do we do that?
Yeah. Do we do? I'm asking. I mean, like, I want you all to reflect. Do we do that? Do we like cautiously see whatever? Or are we
Yes.
like, okay, start activity, done, learn, go out of the class? No, what?
No, because I'm too chaotic. It's one of the reason. Another, sometimes I feel like this lady. I feel like a shepherd who have to have everything under control, and also to help with each other, or help the children face to face to help them solve something or put them on the right way. So sometimes I feel like shepherd's dog in the group. But I have a group of 20, 30 children, because we have ecological education center, and I go with them to the Baltic Sea, to the beach, and talk with them about ecological education, about Baltic Sea, about nature, everything. And I know, after 2 years of experience with lots of children, thousands, that they have to do something, because okay, we're going to the beach. I give them 5 minutes to get energy from them. So, and after that, I talk with them and I educate. I tell them different interesting things about our place, about Baltic Sea, about environment, and it takes me 3 or 5 minutes. Then we go further. Yes, yes. Of course, they run. I'm going, and yes. And after that, I take them I take them together in the circle. They have to sit down on the beach, and then I tell them another things. But I saw uh, they listen to me, some of them, most of them, but they have to have something in their hands. So the sand is the magic for me, is a magic tool for me, because they do something, they make holes, they make castles, but they are listen to me. And of course, our body language works as well. So 5 minutes and we go another place to another place. Of course, I give them something to smell, something to taste, and I know it works, because too many children, too much energy. You have to cut the energy, and they focus on this what you want to do. So so for me, go outside, outdoor education. It's much better than sitting in the classroom or in the hall. That's why it was a question 50 children. Yes, we have 2 persons for education, and we split them into 2 groups. One of them have workshops, or they visit our place with okay, with activity, and with other group I go to outdoor, and we change. So it take us 2.5 hours, but they are tired, they are happy, they are hungry, they are everything.
Curious.
So I know that it's very hard to focus. So yes, I had children from 4 years old till 80 years old. So so it works, but you have to mix activity and emotions. Okay, thank you.
And it takes a lot of experience. So what Eric might have done with the first group when he would have taken them to see versus what he is doing now, I'm sure he's at much ease now, because now the momentum is there. He understands what to do, what to not do. He has little tips of working with children, and what they know, like touching sand is one of the things that keeps them occupied and they can hear. So, this is what is observation. Observation is when you watch and listen at the children, but don't poke them. You're not poking them. You're just at a distance looking at them, that what this child is doing. And maybe you are making your qualitative notes in your own diary. It is basically focused on individuals. You see the individual as individual, and when the individual is working in the group. It takes time to build the observation skills, though this is one of the very important part when the teachers are in pre-service. But yeah, it's important. Yeah. Whereas monitoring is exactly using specialized tools, what schools have created, what might your program has created, and you have certain indicators against which you check the child's milestone, or anything that it might be a milestone, it might be literacy skills, it might be numeracy skills. Yeah. So this is observation, and what is monitoring, you understand. Yeah. So what did the teacher do? What kind of setup was there in the video that you saw? Teacher was doing nothing. She created nothing. Come on. Trust me, she did a lot of work.
They make photos of the children. We can't.
They can. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, next thing is, did you see something in the video that they used to capture information? One was video. Was there something else also that they did to capture information pertaining to the child or his or her behavior? Anything?
As I remember, I don't know if you are asking for that, but I saw that one lady was observing Joy, and he was very good at computer, and she saw that he is social, not so active with other children, so she decided to make an intervention, and she put someone very close to Joy, and someone was always close to him during the doing something with the computer. So the teacher wanted to um, make him more social interact active.
That's wonderful. I think that is what was silently observed and taken action on. What else? Did you see somebody writing notes? Somebody out of the two. No?
Yes, they took notes.
Yeah, they took notes. And these notes
Excellent
are very,
answer.
that's why I said like watch very minutely because I'm going to go into the video and ask. Um, these notes are very, very important. These are called as anecdotal notes, which can provide, it could be very descriptive, it could be short, but it could be written very neatly so that when you get back or go back to them, you know where the child was and what has improved. Yeah. What happens with these is if the teacher had fight with somebody in her home in the morning and she comes and she starts writing these notes, the bias can enter. No, I'm just telling that these notes have also high amount of chance to be biased from the perspective of the teacher if they are not carefully written, or if a teacher doesn't know like what to observe and what to write. You know, I might be observing something, I might be observing a thing which is of not importance. Yeah. So it's very important to build these skills, and it's not easy. Again and again, I'm saying if you want to build these skills in your facilitators who are directly working with children, it's very essential to read more about these. And if you need any extra resources, just let us know. We can send you the readings. Yeah. Okay. How did the educator, teacher, assistant, whatever you want to call, maintain objectivity and avoided subjective interpretation, which is just what I mentioned, that there are high chances that we can be subjective when we are doing observations, and especially with our own children. I never want to listen to what actually teacher says, and I only want to hear when I go to like parent teacher meeting for my child. Like I only want to listen like everything is okay, everything is okay. Yeah, but we have to be objective. So, how was the objectivity maintained in the video that you saw? Or was there was no objectivity and everything was over the place?
One of the teachers used the pre-established criteria for the age group.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else? Did you see the statements or heard the statements that they were writing? Anybody can recall the statement by any chance? One way to say is this child is very smart. The child is very intelligent. But do you get a whole picture when you use the word intelligent? If I say A is intelligent, let's do it here. Martha, what do you mean? What will you interpret when I say A is intelligent?
How? Probably he has the knowledge which is he can use the knowledge in some way. I don't know. Yeah.
Lucy, how will you define A is intelligent? What does it mean to you?
It doesn't mean much. It doesn't give me any detailed information. The only thing I could take out of it is that maybe they've done the IQ test and it scored high, but nothing else really.
Very nice. You straight away went to IQ, which is
Yeah,
okay.
intelligence, like
Intelligence.
He
She has
solved
intelligence.
he solved the problems easily.
He solved the problem easily. Okay. Elnaz, what does intelligent mean to you? If you say XYZ is intelligent.
Maybe
Yeah, I think for
creative.
children this age, I think it is maybe related to some puzzles. Maybe they
He
had
can
given them
write,
some
she can
puzzles.
do, or he can do puzzles. I think that's intelligence. That's right intelligence. Okay. I'll take one more answer. Yes, Nivena.
Creative. When make puzzles, that's really creative.
Creative. Okay. Intelligence, creative. So we all have different definitions. Laila says when a child picks up easily new information and develops fast skills. Very nice. Very interesting and intelligent answer. Yeah. So we all can have different interpretation. But now imagine yourself as a teacher. You go to a class and you want to understand about children. A teacher has written he is intelligent, B is very intelligent, C is little intelligent, D is not at all intelligent. Now we are confused like what is she talking about intelligence? Yeah. Whereas you go to Saida's class and Saida has created a report card for children and she writes that A has tagged 5 blocks and then he or she was able to express emotions in words. Now, is this a better statement to understand and work with the child, or he is intelligent, she is intelligent? Which would help you more to understand and design program for the child, like next steps for the child or for the class for that matter? So, it's important that when we are observing and when we are writing, we should write in such a manner that should help us, not confuse us after a point. Yeah? Okay. If you are reviewing any sort of observations are descriptive, okay, qualitative. If you are reviewing the observations, what follow up or actions would you might recommend? Next steps. After observations, reading observation, what could be a next step for the teacher or the facilitator? Anybody? Natalia, Laila, Romulda, uh, Russian names I cannot read. Saida can call them out. But anybody of you?
detecting further needs of the child.
You would drill them more to understand their needs after reading observations. Yeah.
No. From the observations.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What else? You would plan the next steps. You would plan more activities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you also think about sand activities and play activities? I mean, not sand activities. Not everybody has access to Baltic Sea, but yeah, play opportunities in this age group are very important. And this is one of the answers that you should do that after observation. There has to be due importance given to creating that space for social play opportunities. Yeah, this should not be missed. And there should also be enough room for developing the fine motor skills. These are very, very important for these years. Yeah. So any session plan that you create or you tweak or you contextualize should have these 3 things. Yeah. Of course, observations should have spaces for individual work, social play, as well as development of fine motor skills. These could be inside the classroom or outside the classroom, depends upon your resources, and of course, depends upon the rules and regulations wherever you work with. Sometimes schools they don't allow kids to go outside the school areas, or you need special permission. So that's up to the environment that you work in. One of the very important things that none of you spoke, which brings me to my next topic, is you should also share the progress of the child with the parent or the caregiver. which is one of the very, very important things that should be done after observation. Now, of course, you can't tell after every class, okay, this child did this child did this, but then there has to be spaces when you speak with the parent or a caregiver about the child on his or her progress. And this brings to the next topic, which is family toolkit and parental and caregiver involvement. I would not start the new topic today because it's again very heavy. But like yesterday, I'm going to give you a very, very important and an interesting homework to do. And after this homework, Lana, you might receive certain calls, but I'm not going to tell you why. But don't everybody should not call Lana, okay? I'm also telling you beforehand. So the homework is something like you have to call a parent of a 3 or a 4-year old or a 5-year old child and ask few questions and understand what happens as a parent. And I want you to like really, really call somebody, and you will have it in the email. It's just like you had it yesterday. And then we come back and we actually hear from parents and caregivers that what you heard. And you can use a Koggle board, but for this time it could more be like informal conversations that you have with them. And we're going to hear and we're going to make plans about how we can work with families. And this family toolkit is pretty interesting because this not only has sessions that parents do with the children, but this time the family toolkit has also sessions which parents, children, parents and caregivers, children and facilitator, all three do together. So it's interesting. We're going to deep dive into the toolkit tomorrow, but you can have a glance of the toolkit. I would not say have it, but keep it a surprise. We can have the glance of the toolkit tomorrow together. And tomorrow we can also talk a little bit more about implementation and contextualization. Yeah. So that's it for today. If you have any feedback of how we can improvise, or if you need some further details, and if any of your questions have been unanswered, you can write to us. You can stay back. We can answer you now. You can reach out to us by any means and mode.
Also, I have something to show. So all of you are part of the partner platform. I know here we have practitioners who've practiced this program, who've implemented the program, who work directly with the kids or with the facilitators, with the preschool education teachers. So you can use the platform to raise your questions as well. So post a question that you thought you didn't get a clear answer today. I felt like there were some questions you need more information, you could have perhaps benefited. So post it in there. I will try to translate into Russian. So those speakers who've done, who are the Russian speakers who've implemented it, you can also answer in Russian, and I can help with translation. So use the platform to raise your questions and concerns you've had today or yesterday that didn't get fully answered or that still needs an extra information to be provided. So do that. Let me quickly show how to do that. Give me 1 second. Then you can all get going for tomorrow. 1 sec. And you can also directly message each other as well. So you don't need to, let me open the course. 1 sec. Give me a sec. Yeah, I have it. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, 1 second. Now I have it. Share screen. There we go. Share. Let me know if you can see it.
Almost, it's black. Now we can see, yes.
Yeah, but it's taking a bit longer, I think. Okay, so why do we not? So here, the chat, you can, Martha has you see, you can chat with the members. You should be able to see all the members in here. You can directly email them. How come there's no page to the course? The home page. There's supposed to be a homepage where they can post anything. I don't see it, so something happened perhaps. Or you can do it here. It's okay. If you don't see it, you see it, feed, honey. Every course is supposed to have this. But for some reason that course doesn't have it. You can directly send them to me. You can directly send it to the chat. Let me see, there's a chat here.
It's there now, I think. You can see.
Yeah, let me see then. Feed, perfect. There you go. So on the feed, now you should have that button. You can put anything, any question that you have, any feedback you have, any concern, additional information you need, you can post it in here. All the members who are part of the course, they can see it. And please, if you can contribute from your experiences, from the knowledge you have specifically working with this age group, that would be amazing. So it's a space to share information and knowledge and experience among each other. All good? Can you guys see it? Awesome. Then you can also, right, so see the members, the participants of the training, and you can directly chat with them as well. I'm going to stop right here. Hi, Marta. I'm going to send you the hi also once we're done. That's it from my side.
And we're going to send
Anything?
you the email with your home task, which is very important. Yeah.
Yes. Anything else from your side? I know today was a bit intensive. I feel like there were a lot of information, lots of discussion points, lots of things to go over. But on your own pace, you can also go through the curriculum. Even after the training, I will share with you the recording. Once we're done with the cleanup and everything, then you can also come up with any of the questions that you have afterwards. So this doesn't mean this is it. Once we're done with the training, you're all equipped. No, you can learn, understand, go through it as you go, and you can always come back to us with questions and concerns you might have regarding the program. All good? Any questions for today? Вопросы есть?
Saida,
Okay.
I'm trying to
Вопросов
find
нет.
the book, but I can't find it on the platform for some reason.
Who is? Oh, Lana. Okay. Lana, so I will check. A platform should have it. Let me go back. Since I'm on the page already, I shared with you all yesterday the copies of the link to both Russian and English curriculum of Aflatot. So if not on the partner platform, you should be able to see it on the email that I sent yesterday. So if you're part of the course, if you click on this, is Aflatot revised version English, you have access. And since the size was too big, I only included the link. So if you click the link, it should pop up. Let me see, maybe manager knows.
Yeah, I mean, on my platform, I don't see this Aflatot course because I have the list of courses I have participated in previously with Aflatot, but not this Aflatot. Why?
Could you also share your email again? Maybe
Not
we add you again.
because he's sleeping.
Okay. So, but then are you part of this course, Lana, or no?
I can't find it on the platform.
Okay, then I'm going to tell you this. Let me do this right now since we're on it. Give me a sec. I'm going to invite you now. So I already have you on the platform, I think. Invite. Give me a sec. And then Lana, one sec. So we just have it solved. Lana, yeah, okay. You should have an invitation now. Oh, it says it already has a pending invite or has already joined. So you are part of the course.
Maybe in your junk folder, sometime it goes.
Could be. I'm going to share it here as well. Oh, somebody joined. Lana, I see you just joined. Perfect. Now you should have it. Now you should have it.
We'll have
Perfect.
something
Awesome.
from Laila.
Yeah. Now I see her name there. It says you joined. Cool. Any other questions?
I have something from Laila. I think Laila messaged us, but I can't see.
On the course?
No. She has some question.
I put it in the chat of Aflatot orientation. I don't know if this is the right place.
Yeah.
Yep. So Leila said, how is it recommended to use the materials for parents? Print out recommendations and share with with the parents. This is a question she has. Let me post it. It's on partner platform. One sec. This is a question.
I will answer you, but we'll talk tomorrow more about the family toolkit and how you can use it.
Sounds good.
This is what we're going to do tomorrow,
Cool.
but I will write the answer here also.
Okay, so people start using the chat. So awesome. So go in there, use it. Questions are being raised. Anybody, I think one of the best ways to learn it is from each other. So the trainers, we learn from you, you learn from each other, we learn from each other. So if you have any information and knowledge and experience on that specific question raised, go for it. So it's a discussion among ourselves. There's nobody, it's all linear. There's no hierarchy of knowledge sharing here. No. Any questions? Seems like everybody's like, I have had my time today.
Thank you very much.
Time to
Goodbye.
go for
It
lunch.
was intense. It was intense. I know, because
It
understanding
was,
the
I
5
know.
modules and assessments,
Yeah.
it's tricky, but tomorrow is gonna be light. If you are like smart enough and you're answering all the questions timely, we might end the session earlier. No, but do the homework. It's going to be very interesting. I think tomorrow is going to be very interesting, very practical, because you will hear from, you will see actually. Okay. I will not tell what the
Cool.
homework is. Okay.
Thank you. Again, come prepared tomorrow with questions.
Yes.
This is the space again. It's the space where you can be comfortable, where you can be yourself, where you can, learn from each other the most. So come prepared with all the questions, and we have Chandni who can address them all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye. See you tomorrow.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.